Okay, so that video cut off. So in the part two, I'm basically saying I know you might not think that 53% open rate, maybe you don't have a reference, but I'm telling you that this can be up to 5 times what I would get emailing to app developers. So I'm getting 10, 12%, maybe a little less than 5 times, but 118 opens. So if you're saying 118 opens, 137 opens, you're like, oh, big deal, Todd. What's that going to do? Okay, well, we're talking about out of the thousands of people that could possibly be on a page, let's say, or a group, 118 of these people, or let's say 250 of these people have not only downloaded my app, but they've signed up to hear updates or any pre-launch, at whatever stage that was. So now let's use this as an example. 137 people that signed up, that went out of their way. They're not only part of a group, they're not only users of the app on our first app, they're people that have signed up on the list. So we have 137 of those people that are going to open this email, that are part of all the big groups and everything else, and probably part of real friends and real circles that they see with similar dogs. If they all posted on their wall on a new cool update, or if a few of those people, let's say 5 of those people, we had give us pictures of their dog or whatever it was, we created emojis and 5 of those people posted on their wall, maybe in a group, what do you think is going to happen? I know I'm not actually talking to you in a way that you can respond, but it can be big. The fact that over 100 people can get excited about something is pretty huge in these open rates. Now we've moved a lot of these lists to active campaign. That's why you don't see any recent emails. We very rarely send out of this, and the reason is because we have active campaign hooked with a bunch of our apps. So based on app activity and users, we're sending our own emails, and some of these lists are over 1,000 people. When you get up to I'm not saying that's a huge amount of subscribers, but with some of the apps, these lists, you're getting the most hardcore people. It's not necessarily your downloads. It's saying like out of let's say thousands of downloads, you might have a few hundred hardcore people, or out of 10,000 downloads, you might have 1,000 people on an email list. These are the people you want to get feedback from. These are the people you want to go out of your way to impress in support and quality of the app, and they are going to be your free promoters. That's why I think when we promoted this, I think it confused a lot of people, this course, and we're probably going to have to reposition it in a way that doesn't. But when we were promoting this on a webinar with somebody else, it just confused people because they're like, okay, is this influencer marketing? What's the difference in doing this and Facebook ads? There's a lot of these questions, and it's just because of maybe niche hacks, engage in niche hacks masterclass. Like, what is it? What are you doing? And a lot of people are like, can we get a PDF? Can we get something? Can you print it out? What are we doing? How can we do this? And it's like, well, it's not rocket science, but it's not something that it's like, hey, you publish an ad and target people that like some one thing and you get instant profit and downloads. This is something that you use. It's more of a reasonable approach, the way that you would be promoting any product with any business. Is just with an app. It's like you're not going to just go out and create something with feedback. You're not going to go out and just spam people, if you're doing it right. So we're just taking an approach and trying to get people engaged. They kind of give us something that people talked about a long time ago, a little more, maybe 10 years ago with marketing, like buzz marketing. We're getting people invested in the app in a way that they're invested in wanting to share something they're passionate about and engaged with, but they're at a level that they just want to see it exist rather than influencer marketing. I've been a part of partnership deals. We have some that are still going now, and they've brought in good revenue. Some of these are and we've sold and done development work for people that have development deals or influencer marketing deals in the works, and new ones coming down the pipeline, with over 1 million followers or likes or whatever it is. And these are all going to be partnerships where you're splitting profit, which is cool because if the number is big enough, it all works out. But this is also important because it's a great way not only to get started, but to keep something a little more consistent, and you have more control over it. So the difference that you're sharing, doing revenue share with a huge influencer that might get you a lot of revenue for free, you're then having to split it. So your revenue might be smaller with doing something like this. But I guess what I'm trying to say is it might appear smaller, but it's not, because you get to keep most of it, except, you know, what you have to give to Apple or Android. But in just doing the last few videos, I've seen some things that I can reapproach now that I've done this a few times and I'm researching this for a new app, that I can go back and capitalize. I said, you know, you want to start with the groups and build kind of a following and give great customer service. And now I've seen some pages I can go back to and maybe reach out to the right way, and I'll have some numbers and analytics and people to back me, that'll go a long way. Let me see if I can here's an example of what I would want to show you. So the app page, if your app page, depending on your niche, I've actually taken the rating off on some pages because people are just awful. And if I say that, it might come off. We'll see. This is something I can improve. It takes 13 days for us to respond. But because it was mainly one of the other emoji apps we did, and they expected everything to be free. But you can see we have whatever, where are they at? Reviews. So it might not seem like a lot. 22 reviews. So I showed you, you know, if we have thousands of downloads, and then it's like out of those 1,000, we're going to have a few hundred on an email list. We don't overly promote it. And of those people, we're going to have 22 people that took the time to review an app. Now they're all on Facebook, and I can reach out to them. If I go into inbox, I'm now going to have a bunch of messages that people have sent me. A lot of them are archived, of people that wanted to talk even of people that wanted to reach out and chat further. So as you start getting smaller down in numbers, you're going to start to find these highly engaged people that are willing to promote that for you. So like I said, we go from the people that are in groups, to the people that download your app, to the people that possibly are on your email list, to the people that are going to leave a review for your page or your app, to the people that are going to contact you directly through your Facebook group. Those are the people, when you work down, that have on your side that are going to promote this, like administrators, you know, in an old forum or whatever the case is, on their personal pages and groups and pages, and you don't have to go out and spam and beg people to download and review your app because they're promoting it for you. It can go a long way, and it's more everlasting than necessarily just doing Facebook ads, because you're constantly having to maintain that, or doing influencer marketing or things like that. You're constantly getting people involved, and it really is powerful, and it's underrated. I think just the way that it's described is confusing, and maybe that's our fault. So Engaged Niche Hacks Masterclass. Maybe it should just be called Engaged Marketing. You know, engaged marketing for your app. Maybe that should, you know, so maybe we'll change the name. But yeah, four words probably isn't necessary. So, because people understand Facebook ads, right? You know, run Facebook ads. So promote niche marketing. I don't know. Anyway, so that's going to be it for this video. So ask if you can get feedback, and I've said this in about every one, and you'll start to understand that it's pretty common. As I usually say, it's going to be a quick video, and it never is, because I get on little stories, and I think it makes the videos a bit better because I can give you specific examples. So that's going to be it for the ask if you can get feedback part 2 in the idea category. I am going to see you in the next category, and that's going to be the app, and we're going to go over a few things. This is Todd Smith from MoneyFromApps.com and Outlandish Apps. If you have a question, please reach out. Support@MoneyFromApps.com. See ya.